Hey people, 5 Aces here, and today we're going to observe a treat of a replay. This is going to be fought out between two titans of the Red Alert Global League on the left spawn of the map. Spawning as France, as Le Bleus, we have Klaas, and his opponent is the currently, I think, second placed medium tank, spawning as England. So allies versus allies, mirror matchup basically. And straight out of the gate, they're talking about the clown stuff. Well, I don't know about the USA, but here on my place, the clowns are running the parliament, basically. Don't know how it is in the US. We're having a fairly standard opener here, going for an early engineer that is medium tank. Klaas, on the other hand, just completely ignored the old Eric. Like, it's a long-term investment. If you want to be on the aggressive, if you want to make an early push, you better not go for the old Derek, because it takes like roughly, 2 minutes to pay back. So if you kind of want to get into the details about the eco, I think 2 minutes and 30 seconds is the cutoff point at which it pays off to purchase an early engineer, considering it also sets you back quite considerably. Also, as you might have heard on my voice, winter is coming indeed, and I'm having a bit of a rasp voice, a bit of a cold, but nothing to stop me from casting and just observing some nice games here. Okay, late engineer. I've seen Klaas do this several times. He goes for an engineer, he goes for a barracks just after the ore refinery, which might, in the early game, be a bit more efficient in getting your money harvested, but at the same time, in the long run, it's gonna cost you a bit, but yeah, it's negligible. It just shows that you disrespect your opponent by saying, you're not gonna rush me, buddy. And judging from how many rocket soldiers Klaas is pumping out, I bet he's going to put on the pain. Pain train starts here, terminates right at medium tank's base. So we're seeing double refinery. This always is a good indicator, like if you can scout a triple refinery, what the hell? If you can scout a double or even triple refinery, this means one of two things. Either your opponent is very unexperienced, or he wants to put on the hurt. Yep, the ranger immediately scouting, he needs to pull. Oh, close enough. The tracking from the bazooka not enough to finish the job here. So this is going to provide medium tank with a really good defensive line of sight here. He knows that there's an infantry push coming. This is coupled with an ore truck. That's so smart, an ore truck for tanking. And even stealing away the ore. I like that. That's a pretty good opener. Pretty rough. Oh, and so much DPS. So, okay, here the focus fire needs to be spot on. He needs to target the rocket soldiers, which he's doing. He's doing a fine job so far. Even the ranger, oh, okay. I was a bit ballsy about the ranger. He's going to lose the refinery though. That is, yep, it's written in the books. Oh, and that's what you don't want. See, the ore truck is so efficient because it can tank for days, but now that medium tank has refocused the pillboxes, they're easily shredding all the infantry. Okay, push's over. Time to call it off. Still, pretty successful. Managed to drive medium tank off of his original base. And now here it's kind of looking like a bachelor party. No, it's not a bachelor party, that's a bad analogy. We have too many gold diggers. It's more like the Playboy Mansion, basically. We're having one Hugh Hefner ore mine and at least 4 gold diggers. I don't know, can't sustain that for long, can ya? And still so much infantry presence. So, yeah, this ore patch is not going to be harvested anytime soon. Medium tank with a counter scout. Pretty impressive, this guy all on his own. Recon mission. So on a mission. Well, that didn't even cost Klaas an ore truck, so I'd say it's pretty worth it. So he undeploys after his... Wow! Uh-oh! Ore truck in peril again. Alright, there's a pillbox though. Nicely within range. And this time, with the medic especially, he's gonna, medium tank is gonna have an easier time pushing through. Oh! Klaas deploying his original MCV here. I think this is going to be a secondary MCV that is going to deploy at his own base. And the push is on. Well, how are the locusts doing? The locust swarm has devoured the Hugh Hefner gold mine here. Oh, pretty good concave here though for medium tank. So he can actually re-expand to his original. Pretty important for him. Keep that in mind. Oh, for a second I thought there was an engineer that would have been really punishing. But alas, it's just a medic. he's just going to sit in front of the Conyard and watch the camo pillbox pop up. Alright, the Locust Swarm really needs to harvest out this ore field so he can move on to greener pastures because... Alright, there's not a stealth unit here, buddy. Yeah, this is looking good for Klaas so far. He's got a really solid economy back home. He's got, what, 7 ore trucks now? He's got, no, 6 ore trucks, apologies. So same as medium tank, but he is far from having harvested out, as you can see here. And he's already expanding while medium tank is still on one base and is pretty much like under pressure, so much under pressure from his on his main expansion that he can't really move out at the time being. Oh god, we're seeing base crawl wars. So there have been a fair share of discussions about this on the forums recently, and it is currently deemed a bit unbalanced, let's put it that way, because the allies have really cheap defenses, like 600 for a turret, 600 for a camo pillbox. And... wow! Is he going to go for an all-in crush or something? Medium tank doing what it does best, producing medium tanks? No, he shouldn't. He should not harvest here. Buddy, it's not a good idea. Move the Locust Swarm over. Alright, and Klaas is having a really good success rate so far here. All he needs is a bit of line of sight, maybe a ranger would do miracles. Oh wow, that's an engineer. If Klaas pays attention, he can steal the only Conyard for medium tank. Is he gonna? No. Come on, buddy. No, not like this. Not like this. No hands. However, he has scouted the move out of medium tank, so immediately gonna be greeted by an army. This, oh my god. This is gonna be really stressful for medium tank. Can he even come back here? Like, he has to move his harvesters again. He again has no income. Turret is going down in a matter of seconds. Yeah, no, what though? There are so many rifles and only 2 rocket soldiers. Alright, he's pulling the goalies here. That's the harvester all in. Alright. So the crashes need to be on point and they need to specifically target the rocket soldiers, which he did. Okay, so it kind of worked. Not all of them, mind you. Okay, cleanup achieved. Really good hold by medium tank, but at the same time, he's still being pressured. What the hell? This Klaas is just playing Zerg here. This is Terran versus Zerg. Terran bunkering up on the ramps and the Zerg just spreading the creep everywhere. This is pretty dirty. And that's the power of allied base defenses. Look at this. Like, by all accounts, these tanks, 3 tanks should be able to take out a $600 turret, right? Nope. Just not in the cards. So, I think, seeing as the defenses are a bit iconic to the game, I would not nerf their power. Instead, I would just go for a cost increase approach. Okay, medium tank rotating counterclockwise here. That is pretty interesting. So, the map dynamic... Okay, they're just taking each other's expansions. They're taking turns at each other's expansions. But so far, a really solid hold from medium tank. Nothing to complain about. And the Locusts are going to move on after they have devoured the secondary ore field. I guess, at least. Like, what the hell? How many Conyards do we have? Okay, it's only 2 Conyards for Klaas right now. But Klaas is just known for his fierce and aggressive style. Like, he just doesn't let go. Klaas is someone who just goes in, and he goes in hard. And I don't know if medium tank can Klaas sustain the pressure here? Because medium tank is someone who really knows the game in and out. Has played under the name of low gain. Oh, nice flank here. Nice flank with the vetted infantry. Cleaning house on medium tank's counter push, which was not too successful. Got 1 ore truck. At the same time, though, this Conyard is under pressure now. What the? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're seeing 4 Conyards out for Klaas. And if that's a 5th Conyard, then I'm banking on a misclick here. Let's see. Of course, it's a Conyard. 6th Conyard in production. A 6 Conyard strategy. Are we watching high here? This is kind of insane. Bad rally points though, because this barracks should be redirected to not being the primary barracks. Otherwise, it's just going to spawn in more cannon fodder for the turrets. I don't know if medium tank is really in a good spot here, because he's being pincered by defenses. Like, look at how cheap those defenses are. They can be littered all across the map. As Soviets, this would be a bit harder because Tesla coils have an insane power requirement and are really fragile. Granted, like, as Soviets, walled-off Tesla coils are really good, but yeah, turrets just work on their own. Turrets and camo pillboxes are just so self-sufficient. Oh! Oh! That was close. The 5th Conyard running into the turret fire here. Tried to snag an expansion, but nope. So this ore patch, this ore patch is completely denied. But maybe we've seen an overcommitment of Klaas. Please, don't tell me he's producing another MCV. No, harvesters. MCVs and harvesters seems to be the unit composition here. Interesting to say the least. Well, he's not gonna get far on this side. So he's down to 4. Only 4 Conyards now. Sorry, Klaas, but rip. Yeah, but that's really an overcommitment into Conyards. As you can see, it doesn't really have a mobile army out. He has 2 tanks and a couple of rifle infantry. That's not exactly what the doctor ordered here. And medium tank, on the other hand, has a solid, medium tank army to take an educated guess. Also supplemented by a nice mix of infantry, not only rifles. Okay, now Klaas is producing more rocket soldiers. I think he wants to take this expansion here. But he's not going to be able to sustain the pressure any longer. He's crumbling on this front, and well, Klaas still has the eco on the bottom side, so he's got that going for him. Here we have the engagement. A mechanic, it's really smart for taking husks, especially MCV husks. Gonna save you so much money. Yeah, mechanics are so good at recycling. Really taking care of the environment here and not letting any husks litter the ground. Oh! Medium tanks going in, the crushes need to be spot on again. Wow! Wow. You know why that was so effective? There was literally no room to dodge for all the infantry. So they got pincered in between the walls of the power plants and the MCV. So complete cleanup here for medium tank. Klaas is crumbling. He's got what, like 1 tank here, 1, 2, 3, still 4. Holy shit! Oh, that's a couple spies, by the way. A couple spies on medium tank making their way in. Can I get crushed? No. Oh, he's gonna go for veterancy. Yep, that's veterancy 1 here on everything. Another MCV crumbling here. Klaas is just not looking good anymore. Can you steal the tanks? Klaas, go for gold, man! Too little, too late. Only 1 tank got through. Really nice idea though. Just seeing the husks in the ground and sending in a couple mechanics. The reclamation squad salvaging whatever he can, but he's going to be met up with a deadly force, and also medium tank can now produce vetted infantry. And veterancy on infantry scales so well because they're so cheap and abundantly produced. So if everything that is very cheap gets vet 1, you get a really huge net gain. Wow. What a hold here for medium tank. Oh, artillery transition for Klaas. I don't know if it's not already too late. But the artillery shells need to just be godsend, okay? He needs to go for the Hail Mary here. He needs to go for broke. It's do or die here. Send him in, buddy. Send the artist in. No! What is he doing? He's just streaming in infantry 1 at a time. And that's the really important base, because here's the Radar-Dome, here's the tech. And Klaas calling the GG. What a game! Really short game, mind you, but really intense. Wow. I'm impressed here. The one thing I'm not impressed with, players did really well. The one thing I'm not impressed with is the current state of allied defenses. Like, they just need a cost increase across the board. Maybe turrets up to 800 and camos up to 700, something like that. just to make it impossible for there to be like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, and 2 more died here, so he had 5 pillboxes and like 1, 2, 3 turrets at the front lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 camo pillboxes, 2 camo pillboxes, a turret here, and that's not counting those he lost. Like, currently it's just too cheap to spam defenses and base brawl. I really hope that this gets addressed. There have been a couple of threads popping up on the forums about this, and justifiably so. Oh, we had Hai as a spectator. So Hai is serving as the spirit animal of Klaas in going for a 5 Conyard build. Well, medium tank did really well in holding though. He just didn't slip up. He micromanaged his defenses. I really like the early game push here from Klaas with the one truck. Really impressive. Yeah. Oh, also crates were on. I didn't even notice. I don't think any of the players really picked up crates. Didn't factor in that much. Yeah. In the same vein, I have seen a Harvester only build work. Harvesters and infantry. I have practiced that a couple times and it works really well because Harvesters are fairly cheap, really tanky, and can crush perfectly fine. They're basically heavy tanks on steroids, only without the guns. So yeah, a couple unexplored build paths here. We even had some recent success with supply truck builds. It's called the Refund Squad. I'm going to showcase this later in another video. Anyway, that's it for this week. It was a short but sweet game. I'll see you. Well, Crystallized Doom is approaching a couple days. Until then, 5 aces out.